All right, here is our third and final type of convergent boundary. This variation, since we've already looked at ocean versus ocean and an ocean versus a continent one, you might be able to piece it together just by looking at what you see on screen here. This is going to be continent versus continent convergent boundary. So this one's made out of styrofoam. It's still pretty cool though. Especially when you see it from above and from the side. But the thing to remember is that it's converging, so we have two plates that are colliding. Now, something interesting happens here. Neither plate really can subduct and go underneath the other one because you have all this additional continental stuff sitting on top. It makes it too thick. And so this plate cannot subduct and this plate cannot subduct. And so the resulting collision is like two big monster trucks hitting each other, and the whole thing just turns into a mashup in the middle since neither plate really subducts. That's why it looks like this from the top here. And you have these giant mountains that are formed. The Himalayas in between India and Asia is a perfect prime example of continent versus continent convergent boundary. But because there's no subduction, because one plate is not really getting shoved down into the asthenosphere, but instead getting shoved up, then that means there's no melting. And if there's no melting, there are no volcanoes in this scenario, which is why it's kind of unique. So this is continent versus continent collision.